BagFuel, baby.
BagFuel, we back. Go to BagFuel.com. Like, subscribe. You already know. Super thanks. Caught my man's BagFuel baby sweatshirts. I keep telling them put the t-shirts up there. Caught my cookbook. Don't forget to cop the cookbook, you heard? And Clues mixtapes will start to be streaming on BagFuel.com soon. But we got a special joint for y'all today. They're all usually special, but this one is really different because we never have women on this show. It's very rare that people are not scared to come on the show for some reason.
What?
We got
What they be scared of?
we got Loren Lorosa today, okay?
Hey y'all.
Yeah, we're friendly. We're not street guys. You know.
Which camera?
Yours is right there.
In the middle?
The middle.
Okay.
There.
All right, let me make sure I get my.
Yeah,
No, you good money. He gonna make sure you look
good
crystal
money.
clear.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with you, Loren? Tell me what's the real story or how you got on the Breakfast Club? What happened for real? What was the call?
I swear, what you've heard multiple times is
I
the
didn't
real
hear
story.
nothing, but I'm saying everybody says the real story. Those type of things don't just occur. So
They don't.
If that's why, if you got the call, cool. But
What call?
If you got the call and you just came up there, I don't know the story, but
We really don't know.
but I don't watch content. So because you got to stay there.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So tell me about the process. We can skip
She
on that
delivered.
if everybody knew about being able to stay there and were
Okay.
you expecting that?
No, I was not expecting it. I'm really big on God. I talk a lot about God and my faith because it be that. Like you said, those things just don't happen. They don't. When I was at TMZ, I just knew that it was time for me to leave. I felt like I hit the point where like I wasn't gonna grow there anymore. And I also needed to get back closer to home, like closer to my family. Cause my mom had things happening medically and like, I'm oldest girl in the family, oldest child, but also the girl, my grandmother as well, and they're getting up there in age. And it was just certain things happening. And I was just like, yo, I gotta get to the East Coast. But I was like, what am I gonna do for work? And I used to jokingly say, if I'm not working at TMZ, it's gonna have to be my own show. I'm gonna have to be like at like a Breakfast Club, because who is gonna be able to handle my mouth? Like the way I talk and the fact that I'm not like traditional journalist, I'm not local news girl, Oprah. Like I don't give that vibe, but I can compete. But I'm not like a typical, like I don't check certain boxes that a lot of local news stations look for and all the things. And I didn't want to have to. Like I wanted to be able to wear my hair the way I wanted to, dress how I wanted. And Angela Yee said she wasn't staying on the show no more. And that went super viral. I reached out, set up a shot with her. I had the TMZ cameras come and run into her on her exit. And she just happened to mention that, because I thought that it had to be a celebrity that was going to take the seat. Just because the Breakfast Club is the Breakfast Club, and I didn't think that they would be interested in like newcomers whatsoever. And I jokingly said it, and she was like, yeah, no, throw your hat in the ring. And I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So from that day until the first day y'all saw me on the Breakfast Club, I did everything I could just to because I didn't know any of them. I didn't even know Angela Yee. I had cold reached out and just set up the shot, which was my job at TMZ, like just be able to get to somebody when you need to, get the content you need and get out. But I was doing stuff like if I knew, because I knew a lot of managers, publicists and stuff like that because of my news producer role at TMZ. So if you had an artist and I knew that was your artist and you had them on Breakfast Club or you was any type of publicist or anything that I thought you knew Charlamagne or knew Envy, I was hitting you like, here's my resume, here's my reel, send it to them. When you send it to them, screenshot. I want to see that they got it. So everybody was sending it back, and it got to a point where like they were sending it back. And I remember one time, I forget who it was. I think it might have been B-Dot. It was either B-Dot or Karen Civil. B-Dot from Rap Radar. I had same thing. Told them like, yo, shoot this over to them. And it was one of them that Charlamagne responded to him, was like, yeah, we keep seeing her resume and tell her to hit Eddie. And I'm like, who is Eddie? I never knew who Eddie, I didn't know this was a person that I had to talk to. So I called my manager and was like, hey, they talking about there's somebody named Eddie at the Breakfast Club, and he's the person that's gonna say, yes, I can come there or not. So we did some digging. She called some radio contacts she had, our manager, Tanisha, and her friend was like, oh, that's Eddie F. He's the executive producer of the show. I'm like, get me to Eddie F. Gotta talk to him. So we hitting him. Eddie is not responding. My mom had a doctor's appointment. So my mom's a cancer survivor. So I was flying in and out of New York just literally probably twice a month from LA, just taking her to follow-up scans and stuff. So she had a follow-up scan. I called my manager. I'm like, look, my mom got a scan next week. So I'm flying to New York next week. If Eddie don't respond, I know where their studio is. I'm just going to go and I'll sit there until Eddie walks out and we'll talk on his way out of the studio. she was like, I don't want you to have to do that. I was like, well, you know, I will, so we can figure it out, but I'm going to. She was like, well, let's just keep trying. Her friend ended up getting Eddie to pick up the phone, I don't even know how, and he agreed to meet with me when I came into New York, just to meet me. He was like, I don't know her. Before I throw her in the room with the guys, I just want to meet her. I came, my mom sat outside in the car after her scans. Me and Eddie talked for about 2 hours, and I was like, all right, bet he like me. Like, he at least thinks I'm cool. He know I'm not like, because I think people get scared when you say TMZ. So I'm like, okay, he knows that like I'm a okay person. So then I asked him off rip, I'm like, what would it take for me to be able to do the guest hosting? And he was like, you know, you just gotta be, you know, not scared. Like, I need people in that seat who are not afraid, who can handle the room, whatever. And I was like, but how do you know that if you don't put me in a seat? And he was like, well, you know, we'll see. We can figure that out maybe for a day. So he had gave me a date. The date changed like 3-4 times. I'm like, man, it's not happening. Mind y'all, I wanted to quit my job, but I didn't know what to do. So all of this is happening, dates keep changing, whatever. And I'm like, okay. Not only do I not know what I want to do after this, but my plan was, if I do get that one day guest hosting at the Breakfast Club, if I leave my job prior to that, I can let the world know, hey, here's everything I've done, and I need a job now, and I'm in New York. So like, where's the jobs at? And then I also thought about not quitting and just doing Breakfast Club, even though TMZ at the time, Harvey had told me, no, I couldn't do it. And saying there, like, I don't want to go back to TMZ.
TMZ didn't want you to do a Breakfast Club?
No, Harvey didn't want me to do the Breakfast Club.
Oh, wow.
He just felt like, first, he felt like he didn't know what to expect. And for him, you know, and I understand, and I told him this in person, I'm like, you know, I get it. I own a business as well. I own a brand as well. And I know that, like, for you, it's like protection. Like, you don't know what's going to be said. You don't know how I'll react. That is a very big room, very big platform. You just don't know. Like, I've done panels and stuff, so they knew I knew how to speak, and they put me on specials, and I'm on prime time and all that. But I think it's different when you can't control what's going to happen. So he was like, I can't take the risk. And when he said that to me, I just started thinking, and I'm like, I respect it, but if I stay here, I'm always going to be a part of his brand, his company. And as long as he can't take the risk on me, my career, my life depends on a risk. And he don't want to take it. So what am I going to do? And I remember sitting there and being like, I'm listening to him, and I'm like, it's not even no hard feelings, but I can't rock with that. Like, I gotta go. Like, that was my confirmation of like, no, you need to quit. Like, you need to resign, do it the right way. Don't just pop up somewhere and he done told you not to do it. Resign, let him know that, because I didn't resign because of Breakfast Club. That was already coming. My time there was just done. And when I resigned, he was so confused. Like, Harvey didn't really understand why. I remember he called me and was like, what the hell happened? What's going on? Because he's used to me, like, when something happens, I'm open, like, yo, I'm not okay with this. This person said this, whatever, whatever. They're used to that. Very sojourner truth to a certain extent. But he respected that I was vocal, so he didn't get it. He's like, yo, normally if something's wrong, like, y'all come to me, you talk to me. And I was like, nothing's wrong. I just think my time is done. And the arrangement in the beginning was give them a certain amount of time for them to hire somebody, and, you know, like, so there's a transition so that they're just not left one less person. But I didn't really like the way that things were handled over the next couple days, and just the way that I was like dismissed. Like, Harvey wouldn't even speak to me after a certain point, and then I got called in the office by my boss at the time, who they ended up firing anyway. And he's, you know, it was a conversation, and I don't know if he thought he was helping me, but I didn't take it well. Like, he said to me, I think you should, because the conversation was about whether I was going to give them 2 weeks or about a month. And I said to him, I'll give you guys 2 weeks, but I literally can't afford to give you longer than that, because, and I didn't want to tell him everything, but, like, you know, I knew I had Breakfast Club coming up, but also too, like, I had things happening personally with my mom that I'm like, yo, I got to be on the East Coast for this. And instead of me going there, coming back and doing all the things, it just makes sense for me to just go and then figure it out. And he was like, well, you know, I just want to, you know, I just don't want you to make things hard for yourself. And I was like, what's that supposed to, I literally said, what's that supposed to mean? And he was like, well, you know, like, you just want to, I was like, because if it's about the reputation thing and leave you guys in a good standing, 2 weeks is, you know, I think that's enough time, unless you're asking me for more time, but y'all are not giving me a time period. Y'all just saying, let y'all figure it out. He was like, yeah, I just want to make sure, you know, you're not, basically, like, you're not damaging yourself. Like, you're not rubbing people the wrong way. And I kind of took that as a threat. So I was like, I left out the room and I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. Like, y'all got until the end of the week with me.
How'd you get with TMZ?
I started on the tour bus. So I saw a posting. I was a Delta flight attendant. I saw a posting on a Facebook page that they were looking for people to just get on the bus and give you tours around Hollywood. And I just knew I needed to get into an entertainment company.
TMZ was giving bus tours around.
They still do it. They got a midnight tour
Go to
down
celebrities' houses and all that.
We don't go. They don't go to houses.
I mean, they don't drive around and be like.
Not houses, no. So they do hot spots throughout LA. So they do like restaurants and, here's the hospital where this happened and, the Guitar Center and, like they do major spots at Chateau Marmont, like major spots in LA where major news stories that they've broken have happened. And their news stories are literally some of the biggest stories in pop culture.
Yes.
So you're going and seeing these spots and you're like, oh shoot, okay, this is where this happened. Boom, this is where this happened. This is called TMZ, the 30-mile zone. And now I'm taking you to the 30-mile zone and explaining what that is. So people get a kick out of it, especially if you're into pop culture and Hollywood and movies and all the things.
Question, were you there when that whole Van Lathan and Kanye thing, what was that situation?
Yes. What do you mean by what was it? Because it was what you saw.
Oh, because it's different when you're seeing it on camera versus being there before the camera's on, during and after,
So you asking me, was Kanye the same before the cameras came on? No. Before the cameras came on, Kanye, he was so charming. He knows he's Kanye. So he walked in and when he walked through the crowd, because we were told, they just don't want you to freak out. They want you to just act normal because these are normal people and we are in the business of celebrity. So it's like, don't be in here fanning out. That was the rule. Like, that was the motto. When anybody came in the office. So when he came in, that was a clear instruction. So when he came in, no one was really saying anything to him, but it's like, Kanye West is here. So, he's regular. They're in the back room changing, blah, 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 blah. Nothing crazy happening. I will say, though, leading up to him coming there, people give the Kardashians a very hard time. They did not want him to go on air. They knew that he was not in a space to get on any
Who didn't
camera.
want him to go on air?
I'm not going to specifically
Whoever the Kardashians
say who,
got you.
but from that side,
Yes.
there were phone calls being made actively like, he should not go on air, he should not this, he should not that. But at that point, we had already teased it live on our show because he had called and said he was on his way. We had done everything, where now we're promoting it on air and through the airwaves that he's coming. So they're like, that's unfair to us. He shows up, he gets there, everything is cool. He's got his people, they in a room, they changing clothes that all look the same, like they're doing all the things. He walks through the crowd, and as he walking through the crowd, like I remember when he came in, because at this point I was a PA. So we're sitting back at the bar, and the PA bar was on the back desk, production assistant. So we're sitting on the back bar. The back bar was like right next to the room that they had put him in, and then on the other side of it was a bathroom. So he came out, and it was me and a girl named Ashley. And there's a separate video where she's sitting at her desk. There's another black girl that worked at TMZ. When he comes and walks past her, she stops, and they have a conversation for a bit. Because prior to that, when he had come in, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but we was only two black girls there. He stopped and spoke to us. He's like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all want some Chick-fil-A? We was like, no. And he was like, where's the bathroom? And I was like, over there. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And she was like, we not fooling with you right now. And he was like, what's going on? And but if y'all know, and shout out to Ashley, I wish I knew her Instagram to mention it right now. She was always very like a super like, she just was raised well. You know how you just know good people? Ashley was a really good person. She worked for TMZ for some time. She was on the news desk. When I came there, she kind of helped me a bit. But her, we not fooling with you, it was full of love. It was like, yo, like it was more disappointment. Like, we not even fooling with you right now. Like, don't be here smiling and speaking to us and asking us, do we want Chick-fil-A? Because we took it as we the only two black girls sitting in this corner. Everybody else on this back bar is white. So he was like, why? What's going on? So he was like, I'm going to run to the bathroom. When I come out, we'll talk. He comes out, and when he heads to the stage, you see him then engage in a conversation with her. So I don't even know what they continue to talk about at that point, but he stops at her on his way to the stage, and then he gets up there, and then it just, boom, lights, camera, action. But before that, and I think the loudest or the most rowdiest he got before that was like, y'all, what's up? Make some, like something like that. And then everybody start clapping. But everything else, it was just like, okay, he's on the stage now. And then gradually it was the buildup of like, oh God, okay, whoa, what is happening? Did he just say that? I know he didn't say that with all these white people in here.
What were you thinking as that was going on?
Three things. The first thing I thought, because at first he started with like, does anybody, do anybody else in here want to be free or something like that? And I'm like, we all like, shit. We would love to be like free and just able to create all the things. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is gonna be motivational. It's Kanye West. And then he starts talking about, I don't even know where he went after that. And I was like, what is happening? Like, is this like the rant vibe that they be talking about? And in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, if this is the rant thing that he does, and I'm seeing it in person, my second thought was, this is like history. Like, I can't believe I'm here watching this right now. This is it was surreal. It was like, this is Kanye West. I'm in here with Harvey Levin, TMZ. Like, I just was like, what? This is real. Like, is this real? Then my third thought, once he got into the things, I'm like, oh God, no. What? Oh my God, no. No. And then when I heard Van, because Van to this day still, like I don't talk to him all the time, but Van is like a big brother to me. So when I heard Van, and I know Van from, I was working with him for like, a long time at that point. I know how much he cares about certain things. So when I heard him stand up and start speaking, I'm like, oh man, like I know for him, this is like emotional. This is like, he really feels this way for real. He's thinking about how people are gonna be impacted by this. But in my mind, I'm like, just as a Black woman sitting there with no real power to stop anything, I'm like, the way that this is gonna be released, I don't know what's gonna happen to Van after this. Because it's Kanye West. Like, you going to bat with Kanye West in here. Like, and I didn't know how Kanye was gonna react. Like, it ended up where Kanye, like the hug and like, whatever they attempted to do, like at this point, even that is blurry. But I just remember thinking like, I hope Van don't lose his job. Like,
Who did that situation hurt more, you think, Van or Kanye?
I think Kanye.
Kanye.
Van,
Kanye.
It blew Van up, Paul.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because didn't something happen with Van? Didn't he leave and do something else?
That was later, though.
Yeah, he left later. It had nothing to do with the Kanye West stuff.
It put him on the map, yo.
Yeah, I think it definitely hurt Kanye West more. But I'm subjective a bit about what hurts Kanye and what doesn't. I do think because I've seen people say he's canceled and this, that, and the third, and things are not working. I think he's in a way different position than he was some years ago, and it's because of his own mouth and his own rhetoric. But I do think that there's always going to be this audience of people who just love Kanye West.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Because of, so I do think at that time it had people looking at him crazy, but we was already doing that. We was already looking at him crazy, to be honest with you. Now, what I will say is that he didn't only say the stuff about slavery. He said some things that Jewish people would have been really upset about as well too, about, whatever. And I think that stuff ended up not coming out from TMZ, but he ended up making comments that were very kind of similar, and it landed him in certain positions. But I always wondered about that too, is like, why did we release one thing and not the other?
Don't do that. It's Harvey.
I mean, no, but it's an honest question to still have, though. Because, yes, it is Harvey, right? But they still ran anything else that Kanye said that they deemed any type of anti-Semitic, they ran that into the ground content-wise.
You think a Jewish man is gonna put out anti-Semitic things about Jewish people?
He did it with every other anti-Semitic thing that not even just Kanye West, any other person said. That was the gold content. That was the lead story.
So
that was the. I think that they thought from.
Interesting.
I really think that in the moment, and it's just crazy even looking at it. I probably haven't looked back at this moment for a while, but in the moment, I think the decision to run one thing and not the other was because, number one, I feel like there was a person that stood up and rebutted what he said about the Jewish. His name was Evan. Evan was the head of TMZ Sports at the time, and he is Jewish. He stood up and tried to have that conversation, but it was short-lived. I think that the way that Van rebutted Kanye, I don't think that they cared about community at that point, whether it was Jewish or Black. I think that they thought about what is the best clip and content to release from this explosive day. So and that's what it was.
Pretty much what you're saying is, and which is all factual, Van's I don't want to say performance, interaction, which catapulted that clip is what, gave it life to say, let's go with this.
In my opinion.
As a creator, though.
Yeah, as a creator, if I'm choosing between the two, number one, I also think, and no one will believe me when I say this, I just remember certain conversations that were being had. There was a conversation about how the Jewish, like the I don't even remember what he said, but it was something about like I don't even want to misquote it, but it was something I do know for a fact and remember for a fact it was something that you would definitely thought was anti-Semitic, and you can look it up because I know Van has talked about this too, but I forget the exact words, so I don't want to misquote. But I think that they didn't really even understand, like they're not. What hurts and affects us, they're so removed from that they thought they were doing him a favor by not releasing that clip when it comes to like the Jewish comments that they made, because they could understand how that was hurtful to people. With us, I don't think that they understood it. And I mean, why would they, right? But I don't think that they understood it enough to understand it. It's kind of like it hurts a group of people as well too when you talk about the slavery stuff.
I don't think they care.
No. They do know.
They gotta care first.
No,
I mean, you know that it's harmful, but I think it's different when you are close to something. Like people talk about discrimination, right? Like if you look like me, I'm going to assume that I understand more shared experience versus someone who doesn't. And I think because this is a Jewish man, he understands the climate and the hurt of something that's anti-Semitic way different than I would. And when I'm talking about slavery being a choice, the way that hurts me, even if he's empathetic to it, his understanding and his feeling is different. So I think that the latter of it was just like, okay, this might be really, really harmful. Both of them are harmful, but this one right here, I can feel for it more. And this is just me kind of making my own, like now that I look back at it, I always wonder like, why not just both? It blew the world up regardless. Like, why not just both?
People of other races know certain triggers. I remember when I had a regular job, I was training this young black woman, and we had like a Jewish customer, and he was just using that dry humor, saying things. And I remember she couldn't see what he was saying, but he said something about her hair. So I looked at him, I said, that's her real hair. I don't even care if it came out from outer space. And she's like, why'd you say that? I said, you gotta understand the little lingo. And I said, give him some time. And within 6 minutes, he says, you know, you guys should be happy and lucky to be black. And then he said something about Hispanic people and how they behave. I don't want to say what I said back, but people know when it comes to races what to play. So that's why
you know what to play, but I just think that there's a different sentiment when it's your people.
Of course.
And that's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's what you mean from that
perspective. That's all I'm saying. It's like, of course, like what Harvey is one of the most intelligent people in this business that I know. You know what I mean?
You don't get to that point without being
exactly. But I just think you feel things differently when it's you feel the plight because you or your family or people that you love have experienced it. It's just different. But I've never thought about that in this way until right now. But I have always thought, I wonder why and if they would ever like release, that part of the conversation. It was quick, but it was there.
And when your career is done, whenever that may be, what you want people to think about you?
I want people to look at what I, at that point, would have been able to accomplish and be like, you can literally start from zero and end up with whatever it is you want to end up with. Because I think that a lot of people, like you said in the beginning of this, like, you don't just, like, getting on the Breakfast Club is not just like a matter of fact thing. But I do think that there's something to say about like people who like I'm not afraid to work hard. I'm not afraid to play my position. I'm not afraid to be BCD Mike. I'm not afraid, like none of that, because I understand like what the building process is, and I understand like when you put in work, you're rewarded for that. I want people to understand that if you're at zero, as long as you are working consistently towards something and you really, really work, and I mean like up every day, I work really, really hard for multiple different things. Like I got the latest with Loren Lorosa now. We have Breakfast Club. I also like now I'm a business, and I've been a business. I say now I've been a business, but things are moving a lot more now. Yeah, like things are going now, and I'm not leaving nothing on the table. I'm saying no to things as it makes sense, but I'm making this make a lot of sense. So with people seeing that, I want them to, when I step back, I don't even plan to step back, but when I transition into whatever my next move will be, so that, maybe it's not I'm grinding every single day, but maybe I'm popping out like Oprah when she wants to do the specials and the podcasts and documentaries, people could literally look at me and be like, yo, it's cliche to be like, if you work hard, you get what is due to you. But like, no, she really was working hard.
But people don't know what hard work look like.
People don't work hard anymore.
Well, maybe that's what it is too. You look and be like, maybe I should figure out what that means.
How do you pace yourself? And what I'm asking is, I've known Angela a long time. So I know what it takes for you to do the Breakfast Club.
Early in the morning.
And
That's
women get judged on their looks way different than men.
Yo.
So now I'm looking.
They be
and
on my body, bro.
yeah. That's
I
why
was
I'm
on
at.
air this morning, first segment, no makeup, just lip gloss. Cause I was like, yo, I've been up. I had to prepare for a long day today. Y'all
Yeah.
gonna get this bare face. Thank God.
No,
I'm beautiful.
men love the bare face more than, but I know you get judged.
You know what I mean, yes.
Yes.
As a woman, when you get on camera, yes. And people think, oh, it's Breakfast Club. Somebody asked me the other day, like, your makeup artist that be, what makeup artist that be at the Breakfast Club? Who? We don't do all that. Like, we literally come to work. Like, you would feel crazy. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it's just not that. Like, the environment is very like, yo, we at work, we get work done, and then we dip. So there's no makeup artist. I do this is me doing my own makeup. So yes, it's balance.
Yeah, because I used to
don't even
see her
know.
going through it, and I'm like, now seeing you and Jess, I'm like, yo, they got to be up at least 4:30 in the morning.
Or
Yeah.
on a good morning.
And then y'all not out of there till probably like 1 p.m., give or take, within scale. So you're doing that 5 days a week. And then the day don't really start till 1 o'clock. So you're not, you know what I mean?
You just learn your flow. In the beginning, it was tough.
Yeah.
But making that money ain't tough. When you look at your bank account, you feel better about waking up.
I wasn't paid to be at the Breakfast Club for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. When I was guest hosting, all of that was free. Like, I wasn't paid to be there for a while.
Until they kept you?
No, I mean, it took me a while. I wasn't actually making money from working with Breakfast Club until I came back when Jess went on maternity leave. And that's why when people had this conversation with me about like Jess and everything that happened, and they try to turn, like when she said, I asked for Loren to be up here, they try to turn it into like oh, that's her reminding you of your place. I'm like, for me, I don't think so, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, we were trying to figure out what it looked like for me to be there as a producer. Maybe with my first go around on the mic, on the radio, I didn't really know how to be a personality. I knew how to report. TMZ gives you about 5 seconds, but the show was about Harvey. It's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
This was my first time where it's like, no, people care about you. I didn't know how to really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was on air and you could tell that there was something there, but it needed to be nurtured a bit. And I was fine with, I'll produce, you know what I mean? I do this new stuff all day long. I'm going to do it regardless. So if you guys are looking for a producer, I'll join the team. So we were trying to figure that out, but I wasn't being paid. I wasn't working there. I was literally home, taking jobs as I could. I woke up one morning, taking my mom to the doctors, and Charlamagne called me and said, Jess said she wanted you to come up here today. That made things start moving so much faster for me when it came to me being able to say, okay, I'm being paid here to do this. I appreciated that look. I had bills to pay.
No, of course.
So like I was doing that. That's not the guest hosting. None of us are being paid to guest host. We were doing it because you understand the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were doing it because they had things to promote, whatever the case may be. For me, it was, number one, I need to get my reps in. If I'm saying I want to have a show, I want to be a personality, I'm trying to grow in ways that I felt like TMZ wasn't allowing me to, here is the space. Here is the field. Run it up. So anytime y'all need me, I'm going to come. This is practice for me. And the practice just worked out where, like, I was able to be there, and now I'm there.
That was a big turnaround, because did you think that they was going to keep both of y'all?
No, I didn't know. And
I was shocked by that.
Yeah, and let me say, I knew that they were trying to keep me again as a producer, and I knew that the job was Jess's. But I knew that I'm like smart, and I've worked for corporates, even in entertainment, but even not entertainment, my whole life. So I'm like, you only got about so much budget for a team. So my thought always was, will they ever be able to pay me? Like, how will that work? Because traditionally the show has only just been 3 people and then their team that they already have. So how are they going to figure out to pay me? And if they can't figure out to pay me, I don't work there.
You thought one more person was going to be that big of a factor?
Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend on her.
If you have a budget for a show, and that's what the budget has been.
I know, but I know people go above and beyond on the budget. Did they do that for you?
What you mean?
They found the money
they
under
found
the
the money
table.
for you, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, I'm here.
They went over budget.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But to be honest with y'all.
You made my point.
No, but if I'm being honest with y'all, maybe that was a conversation that I wasn't having with myself, because maybe I didn't think that I was worth them having to
would've thought, see,
reevaluate
this
their
is what I'm
budget.
saying.
Yeah,
I knew it.
I didn't know.
Let me
I did not think that. I thought, if anything, they might find a couple dollars for me to be up there a couple days to help with the show production. But even if not, because I was just hungry to figure out New York and also just build my expertise in the room, is an amazing room to be in and grow in. I was willing. They knew this, like, you know what I mean. It was known. Like, if y'all need me, call me.
I'm gonna keep it
regardless.
frank with you in a good way. The moment you got on that mic, it was a clear difference in your talent, your skill, and your understanding, and your diction of how you speak on the microphone. That's why when I hear the word journalism now and people toss it around, I'm a journalist, I'm like, nah, it's levels. So when I hear you, I'm like, did she go to journalism school? Is this part of her degree? None of that?
Yeah, but the reason why I don't even lean into that much is because I feel like it makes it where, like, the minute you don't, like, I'm not like everything ain't perfect. Like, I will say words wrong. I'm not even supposed to use the word ain't as a journalist. They be pissed. I said, yo, I was talking to Shade Room about the Diddy trial, and I said, I think I said, like, the prosecution did their big one today. Oh, the people they're like, journalists did the big one.
The big one today.
I'm like, yo, y'all don't, like, now all of a sudden y'all don't know what that means, y'all don't talk. Like, this is how I talk. But I've always known that me being this way, like, being able to do what I can do on the understanding and, you know, the getting the information and being sharpened at that because of TMZ, but also being my regular self, was going to make things tough for me. But I also always felt like that was what was going to set me apart and make a path for me too. I just didn't know where the path was. Like, I didn't know how it was going to happen. Yeah. But they be on me. Like, and that whole journalism thing, I think it makes it where you got to be so perfect. And I strive to be factual and correct, but I am not perfect.
I think you're extremely on point, because there's people, you know, they get on based on popularity, and you can see there's levels in the skill set, or they don't have enough reps in. I'm like, yo, whatever she did before, you can hear the clear.
There's only one thing she be doing wrong up there sometimes.
What's up, E?
What I be doing?
She be reporting sports. I can tell she don't know.
I am not a sports girl. I am not a sports girlie. Oh my God.
I don't like it.
Yo.
I hate when she do sports. I be like, Loren does know. Yo,
Bro,
she said
what
some
I
wild
asked
shit the
they
other
was
day.
mad 'cause I'm
And Envy
like-
don't help you no better because he don't know sports neither. So it's
And
like,
Charlamagne can't wait. He be like, we're just gonna fall and we're not even gonna pick her up. We're gonna roll over when she falls. I said that. I was watching
I was listening that day.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
and
I was watching that day.
I knew that Deion Sanders played multiple sports. I know the whole, you know, crime and all the things, but when I watched I think it was a documentary. I forget what I watched.
Yeah, he sounded real wild when it comes to sports.
When I watched it, and they were like talking about how he did it at the same time.
At the same time.
And they're like, well, name an athlete that did that. And I'm like, oh, y'all right. But I don't think about sports. I don't.
You was reporting something. She was like, and they did the thing, and I forgot what it was. And I was like, oh, hell no.
I'm sis with the sports.
I'm like,
sis with the sports.
I mean,
Okay? As long as I try to only touch it if it's like really, really
just
big.
So you know, I'm paying attention now because I heard the sports. I was like,
yeah.
I try to throw to the guys
sports
too. I be trying to throw to the guy. I be like, yeah, but wait, so hold on, because Charlamagne, you're a Cowboys fan, right? So Micah, like, I don't be knowing none of this stuff. I'm like, why wouldn't they just tell him they don't want to work with him no more? They don't want to give him what he wants. Like, just have a conversation.
I'll be like, oh my God, Lauren, you gotta stop. But it's funny because it's
it's authentic though.
It is authentic. But I be listening. But as you know, I'm a sports junkie, so I'm listening. I'm like, that's ew. Like, why
they let her get that off?
I'm like, she's getting this off crazy.
They be like, this is why we don't listen to women. Well, we don't like when girls talk about, or certain girls talk about sports. Where's Jemele Hill? I'm like, I don't know. Please call her, because I don't know. Call sis. I love Jemele Hill. I love to watch her talk because I can't do what she do.
Speaking of which, right? Because, you know, Elliott Wilson just went off on Drake. I don't know if you've seen that.
Again?
About, you know.
The new Bobby interview?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because Hynaken has some strong feelings about it. I'm like, Drake is half Jewish. If he wants to go chill with the white people, let him go chill with the white people.
My standpoint, right? He's complaining about the hip hop culture, how they're viewing him and all that perspective. And this interview is to gain favor within the culture. If you're gonna do that, go on the Breakfast Club, go on Gilly and Wallow, Go on Drink Champs. Go on Joe Budden.
And BagFuel. What the fuck is you talking about?
He didn't even mention y'all.
No, let's not
He
make
didn't
it
even
personal.
mention
This
y'all.
nigga.
No, let's not make it
tripping.
personal. Just give that the
I want
culture.
to be number one. It gotta be
Listen,
personal.
no. You taking it off the.
I'm just fucking with you.
I
Go
know.
ahead. I'm just fucking with you.
But you go to a young white girl, whether you're comfortable or not, to control the narrative just to gain favor back with us. And when we spoke about with Young Thug, if you want the streets, go to the streets. And that's my perspective on it.
I don't think he's trying to get favor. I think he's
Bro, don't do
complaining.
that.
I think he's complaining.
No. You just
White
sat here
people
with Loren
complain.
Lorosa for 30 minutes and said, niggas love the streets and niggas are dumb.
Yeah, they are.
Come on now.
But I think he's. But white people are different. Okay.
Agreed.
And I
Let me
think he's
calm down.
complaining. I think it's the Jewish complainer side. I'm complaining those white guys. I helped them black guys over there.
Let's
They're stealing
make it
from,
personal.
They're stealing
Why
from
not
the
go sit with
aisle.
Loren Lorosa?
She's
Drake?
black. She's nigga.
But you want the cosign from her though.
She's nigga. She stopped
But
me.
let's
and
be
said,
real.
She stopped me and said, "Ain't gonna be no slander." And who told you I'm
Yeah,
scared?
she went Thug
He
Drake
not
out in the
fucking with
interview,
that.
which is your prerogative.
He's
I'm
not
bad.
fucking with that. I even walked up and said, she called me and said, "I ain't got no beef with you." So I already know, and I never say that. I'll never
So
say
what's
that.
your perspective?
I just think my biggest question, I asked this on the Breakfast Club, is everybody has all these thoughts and opinions about Drake. And
Yes.
y'all think he's the culture or no? Y'all think he got to hang with people to get the culture and get the vibes? Or y'all
If
think
he cares about the culture and he wants their perspective and you're gonna speak on it, then you have to attach yourself to it.
What about, I mean, as far as like what Kendrick was saying, like he got to be with, like they say he got to be with Yachty to learn how to dress. He got to be with Baby. He got to be with, he got to be around these people or he is not even the rap icon we think he is. Do you believe that? Is that true?
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I think Drake has always been in tune with the culture. He's given a lot of young artists shots that people didn't know about and cared about. You dig what I'm saying? Like, as dudes get older, it's hard to keep up with the music. And he's been able to keep up with the current trend. That's just not something you can do on a technical level. You gotta give a fuck.
Yeah. My whole question is,
Yo, he's about-
I just
go-
don't understand, like, if we think it, because everybody now is like screaming, like, Drake isn't this, he's not that. If he's not all of that, why y'all care who he sit with? Why does
I
it
feel the same
matter?
way. And for me, people are forgetting. Like
What's up?
I'm gonna keep it real.
Mm.
Nobody cared about Dirk like that until Drake was fucking with him like that. When Drake fucked with 21, it put 21 on another level. When he fucked with Pluto, he put Pluto on a whole other level. Like, people gotta recognize that. And what people don't understand about the music business, what I say, that's an art. When Madonna does it and fucks with the young girls that's coming up, the Britney Spears and all them, it's smart, nigga. That's how you prolong yourself. That's why Drake has become Drake. Not just because of music, doing smart things. You got the
he's
right
tactical.
budget behind you.
But
You're
also-
very tactical with who you deal with. He dealt
What's up,
with the
Lauren?
Migos. This is all things.
I went to the Migos. Shout out to Mariah, Jasmine. My sister was dancing on that
on.
tour. But don't you think, for me also too, I think Drake, people just don't like him. And I get it. But I
He's been
think
winning for so long. People hate winners.
that's crazy
And he's
to me
light-skinned.
too. It's like when you fight so hard to get somewhere and you finally get there and people start hating you because you made it. That's a whole nother conversation.
Hey,
but
they hating on that.
They hate you.
You
Oh, I
can come,
know.
and you can come
Why?
and say, yo, y'all been grinding
And go
and
my
y'all
outfit.
put the work in.
But
Like,
what I'm gonna
what?
tell y'all is, and right now this is why I'm fasting, and I talk about my fast a lot because you too.
I do intermittent. I do at
I do
least
intermittent
18 hours a
fasting every
day.
Okay.
That's
Well,
how I
I'm
lost
eating till
my
1 o'clock.
I'm fasting right now. I'm doing 30 days, no alcohol.
Congratulations.
Just because, and whenever I do it, it's because I'm, not that it's transactional, but my conversations with God just be a little bit different because I think that there is like, I'm thinking in my mind, why am I doing this every day? And it reminds me to have that conversation. Anyway, I saw this to say that there's a lot of noise that comes in and you gotta know how to quiet the noise and you get to a point where you learn how to do that. I think with Drake, people love to hate him. You get to a certain point where people do that. Totally fine. I don't agree with everything he does, but I don't dislike Drake either. But I also feel like, isn't the goal or wasn't the goal, and what we're seeing right now with all these hip hop, like, based podcasts and docuseries and all the things, to remind people that hip hop is the popular culture. Like,
All
they
day.
separate hip hop and pop culture, but like, we were at one point, then like, I don't know where we rank now, but the #1 genre. Like, we so
still
much.
are.
Okay,
Streaming
so
and all
much
that.
comes from us, right? So why is it that anyone that considers themselves whatever in hip hop, why do they only have to talk to certain people? Like, I understand I think what Elliott Wilson meant in the beginning of all of this is because there's so many new places to go to and people who are not, like, we should kind of gatekeep, right? Like, we could never, somebody asked me this before, like, if I took Bobby's method and I sat with, like, you know, I don't know, like name like a super, like a Howard Stern or, you know, somebody who's like really well regarded and white in what they do. So a Howard Stern or a Brad Pitt or a, you know, whoever. And I sat with them and acted like I didn't know who they.
That's your first rollout too.
Yes.
And acting like who
I sat with them and I acted like I didn't know who the hell they were. And I was like, their publicists.
Dry humor.
Their publicists would have my head. And because there's a certain level of respect that is demanded or whatever. So I think what I would love to think is that the conversation Elliott was trying to have is like you have these journalists who build up these platforms and these numbers and they do these respected interviews and they really work, they really research. And then you go and sit with somebody who makes it a career to, even if she does know you, her thing is to not know.
Yeah,
and it's nothing wrong with you doing that. But at the same time, you don't frequently come back over here to the Elliott Wilsons and the BagFuels and the whatever. And that's the issue. And I think that
what gets more numbers? You doing that or you coming in?
It depends on. Look at the Breakfast
Drake
Club.
sits down with us,
The Breakfast Club.
Brad Pitt sits with Loren Lorosa. His next movie's going #1.
Yeah, of
Wait,
course.
come on. If these people, I'm gonna let you speak.
Yeah,
No, go
sorry.
ahead. You go ahead.
If these people sit, they can sit with anybody.
What's up, E?
Drake can sit with a nigga that nobody
Exactly.
knows and go on that camera and it's gonna go crazy. Do I think he has the right to speak to whoever he wants to? Yes, of course. I agree. It's pop culture. You can do whatever you want. But the fact, like we talk inside the car, the fact that you're a rapper, forget all that other stuff, that you are a rapper in a black man's sport and you don't talk to any black media, to me, that doesn't make any sense.
He sat down with Lil Yachty.
Yo, you gonna make me,
Yo.
you see, you must not watch my show because you gonna make me say something.
So
You gotta
she's
chill.
good.
You
But
gotta chill.
We try to keep secrets really secret, bro.
You gotta chill now.
And you gonna force us to say
almost said
shit
it.
that we don't want to say.
I almost spit it out,
Yo.
boys. And I said, no, this is viral and
We can't
it's
say
gonna be
that.
a problem. Anyway,
Well, wait, I missed it. What can't you say?
nothing.
It's a lot of behind the scenes shit we just don't say.
If he doesn't do that as a rapper, yes, I think that's crazy. There are people that we know in black media that he considers his friends,
Yep.
that he text messages. If he was my friend and he text messaged me, he would have to do my show.
Yeah.
Or you not my fucking friend.
You mean like he's watching the shows and
No,
actively
he's
commenting
watching.
on
No,
our
no,
content?
He's watching academics. At least get academics to interview.
There are guys that we know that I can't say their name that we saw and heard things that when the beef was going down, he's texting them.
Yo.
He's asking for
Oh my God.
other people that do what we do. And I'm not going to say their name. And he hasn't been on their show or his show. So what I'm saying is that I don't speak to Drake,
Yes.
right? But if I did, if I'm a podcaster and a media personality, whatever the fuck you want to call me, and he's on my beeline right here, I'm calling him saying, yo, bro, what is you doing?
Yeah, you
And-
can't complain to me in the DMs.
Yeah.
There
But don't
is
come to me.
accountability.
Because I was gonna say, whose fault is that though? Because again, it's back to the gatekeeping thing. Because like you look at a platform like the Breakfast Club, and the Breakfast Club, I don't care what nobody say, I will argue you down whether I was working there or not. The Breakfast Club has been long-standing for a very long time
course.
in a big platform that's hard to maintain, right?
Yeah.
But anytime the Breakfast Club has a conversation across the table where people feel like, oh, them people shouldn't be there, people get upset. And it's not, a lot of times they want to make it like, oh, this person should be on the platform because they don't respect the community or whatever the case may be, right? But a lot of that comes from you regard the Breakfast Club, it's ours. We want to keep it. We want to keep it close to chest. We care about it. It's nothing wrong with people feeling like that because everybody else does that about their stuff. Now, I will say I think you should be able to have conversations across the table with whoever, people that agree, disagree, white, black, and different. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with us saying these are our platforms. We hold them at a high regard. And we will say, how we feel when you're not showing up for us. I think the way that Elliott delivered the conversation in the beginning, it was I've told him this, it came off, it was disappointing to see.
Listen, I've been ain't shit for a long time, so I can see ain't shit behavior. And I remember when hold on, I'm gonna tell you this.
Why did you look at me, Loren? Look at him. He's talking.
No, and I'm gonna land this plane.
Oh.
When we sat with Joe Button, right? When we sat with Joe Button, what did I say? No, I'm gonna help you.
I don't remember.
No. I said, yo, Drake is mad at LeBron. He's mad at all those dudes that went to the concert. And he's gonna have outstanding beef. And Joe was like, I think you're projecting a little bit. I'm like, yes, I am. And it's shown to be factual.
Yes.
He said it word for word. So when I see him go with Bobby, he's trying to get the narrative back. He's trying to get the black community back on his side. Yes.
Drake ain't dumb. He ain't sitting with Bobby because he's trying to get the niggas back. He's sitting with her because he's also very smart. He understands the troll. He knows, first of all, no matter where he go, we all gonna watch. But it's the biggest troll because this is where y'all started yelling at this man in the first place. And he's showing y'all, yell again. I'm still Drake. Y'all still gonna listen. Y'all still gotta talk about my drops, my releases, Iceman 3. And I'm gonna lay in this bed with Bobby and drink spritzers. And go ahead. And if I wanted to show up to y'all platforms, I can.
I would. I can't because you're gonna have me. Because you're gonna have me whenever I want to show up to this shit.
Yo, I stopped talking. Gavel.
I think what Elliot was trying to do in bringing this conversation, if the words were, if the idea and the thought was processed a bit better and it didn't come off as like he was hating or he was, throwing shade to other people with platforms, because
what if he was hating?
That's I love Elliot to death. That's corny to me and the reason why I say that is because if you have people like me, I'm a newcomer here. So people be hating on me. They be like, yo, she shouldn't be there. She don't deserve that.
He's not allowed to hate and be critical and be in his feelings.
You can do whatever you want to do. But my opinion is that if you are hating on somebody that is new and that is trying to get on and is just making the most of whatever opportunity is given to them, that's corny to me because at one point in time, you were that same person.
Let me show you something, right? To give a parallel, it's not the same thing. When Esso was talking about the younger artists not making good music, they were saying he's hating. No, hold on.
Profit now.
Hold on.
That's different, though.
No, but when Elliot's saying it's bad journalism, is that him being a hater or is it upholding a standard?
There's a lot of things being conflated here.
All right.
Because when you talk about people confusing journalists with just these platforms that people go on.
That's not the same.
I understand what he's trying to say, but I understand it because I understand the work that goes into a newsroom, right? Every normal person's not going to understand that. So now you're conflating things that people they don't understand the difference. And he's been trying to explain the difference. People are not going to get it. And then
you're right.
On the other side of it, it's like then you see, it was, okay, he has the issue with Drake and Bobby. I totally understand that. But then you go into like the streamers, the Kai Cenats and people like that, when it's like, no, they might not be hip hop journalists, but like if he is taking what is giving to him and making it do and creating a lane for himself, yeah, you look crazy as a person who did the same thing. At some point in time, y'all were given a lane and y'all took it and ran with it, right? Yes or no? We wouldn't be sitting here. So why is it wrong for Kai to just take what was given to him and make the most of it? It's not his fault Nicki Minaj won't dance on his stream and not sit down for a rap radar conversation anymore.
I mean, I feel the same way because I'm just the type of person that if you don't want to fuck with me, that's fine. So if Drake doesn't want to come on BagFuel and he wants to do, that's just my philosophy. I told I don't know if I should say it on camera, but
why y'all keep not saying stuff? Because
it becomes a problem.
Because people becomes a problem. I'm gonna say it. The woman that worked for the mayor kind of ran me around a little bit.
For Mayor Eric Adams?
Yeah, she kind of ran me around a little bit. Like, can you do it here? Can you do it there? Can you do it here? Can you move the date? Can you move the date here? Can you do it here? Can you do it here? So I did everything that I had to do, right? I'm just telling you how I am, why I wouldn't.
And he's not exaggerating. It was a lot of
my thing, right? So they canceled on us at 8 a.m. They said, do you want to reschedule? I said, no. I never want to reschedule. Yo, you want to reschedule in the future? No, hell no, we good.
Yeah, they asked is there anything we could ever do for
No, we good.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but people are whores for this.
But that's because I'm just explaining the outlook that we have in BagFuel. Other people don't have that. They're gonna say, yo, September 25th, the next date, whatever you could do for me, I'm coming, I'll take it. They're gonna whore themselves out for whatever they think that they need to get. So everybody seems like they're upset that Drake, I'm saying that they're upset that Drake isn't coming there. Why should you care?
I agree with you.
Go do your work.
I think with Elliot though, because I don't want this to even be confused because I love Elliot for what he's been able to do in his career because a person like me has watched him
Mm-hmm.
and watched him intertwine, you know, the cool interviews with like actually knowing the information or whatever. It was Elliot Wilson, Rap Radar, Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Like there were at one point in time we didn't have all these other platforms.
Yes.
So there were certain things we were all watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there is something to like I understand what he's saying, but I just want people to understand that if Drake never does Breakfast Club or whatever again, Drake is Drake. Like,
Yeah.
and people want to hear those real. Like, if Drake came on the Breakfast Club, there would be a conversation
Biblical.
that he would have that he can't. There are certain things that you can't get around, right?
And you can't cut out.
You
And you
can't-
can't control
Exactly.
and edit.
And people want to see, especially as rappers, because rappers have this persona of like, I do what I want, I move how I want. People want to see that. But at the same time, if an artist chooses not to do that, what are we going to do?
You know what?
And kicking and screaming, what does it change?
that's why I just let him
I've
go.
changed my perspective. I've always had this thing of never fight to be an uninvited guest.
Yes.
So if Drake doesn't want to be a guest in our house,
Let him not come.
that's one. Two, what have you been saying about the older rappers? Protect your legacy.
Yes.
So if Drake wants to control the narrative to protect his legacy, you know, sometimes I get these reflections.
You gotta be on the control. Everybody gets mad when they not on the side with the leverage.
That's true.
That's it. If you want to control, go bust your ass, get hot, and get your ass some fucking leverage.
But I think a part of it too is like looking at like where the industry is. Like I saw the clip of Elliot when he was sitting down on the show with Head, and he was talking about like, you know, even like the clips line, right? Like with them talking about the content piece, like y'all create content, we despise that or something like that. Whatever the line is, the point of it is like you got people doing anything just to be like to have this visibility and like whatever. It's messed it up where the integrity, the moral, the like that cloth is not there anymore. And I can understand what Elliot is saying when it comes to that. Y'all talking about protecting legacy. There's legacy on the other side too that people are trying to protect, but at the same time,
he can protect his. He don't gotta delve in.
They're not now. Now there
he
is.
don't
You said there's
gotta
no
delve
cloth.
in. Wait till
Now, but do you feel like at one point?
Watch their clothy clip. The next clip is a bitch shaking ass. There's no cloth in nothing.
But just because there's not any, does that mean that everybody has to operate with none?
But Loren,
it's already the money.
But-
So you gotta everybody's.
But
What's
Loren,
up, dude?
everybody's not doing that. He can choose to still do it the way he wants to do it, right? He doesn't have to change anything. He doesn't have to worry about. The best thing is, yo, nigga, if that's what you're doing and nobody else is doing it, you gonna stick out.
Right.
So keep doing what you're doing. Who cares about what they're doing? And just like everything else, everything is changing around us. It's like we can't be, I'm not gonna hear rappers saying, oh, streaming. Nigga, shit is changing. It went from fucking record to tape to CD to streaming. What are you gonna do? Cry about it or are you gonna adjust to it? We can sit here and say, yo, nobody's making the money, but the kids who never made the money,
It's making
this
the money.
is new money for them.
They're crushing the bank.
This is new money for them.
Yeah.
You feel me? But you still got Ghostface coming out. You still got Jadakiss coming out. So you got those people that they're going to that. He can't be upset. The style that we have is different. He does research. I don't do no research at all. My stuff is off of knowledge, off of what I've been through. I've been in the game for 30 years, so my outlook is totally different. Am I gonna go do what he does? No. I don't agree with shit. I think media niggas are fans. I'm not a fan. I've been
So
with
you
these
think
niggas.
Elliot Wilson is a fan?
Yeah, he's a fan of hip hop. Yes.
I mean, everybody, you're not a fan of hip hop?
No, nigga, I'm not a fan of these niggas.
But not of the people, just of the genre of hip hop.
This is what, listen.
I don't believe that because
let
you
me
wouldn't
bust
be,
you
you
down.
wouldn't be
He cares
saying-
about is Deion Sanders.
I was a fan of hip hop before I got in the game.
Okay.
When I saw these niggas, and these niggas is haters, and these niggas is regular old shit. No, I'm not a fan. I'm telling all these niggas, why y'all following these dumbass niggas? These niggas ain't who you think they are.
So, but that's different because you got this inside view, and some people don't allow. Like, I am still a fan
So does
of
he.
pop culture
And
and,
so
all
do
those
you.
things,
Listen,
even
Loren,
though I'm on the
he
inside.
has the inside view, right? That's
It's
why
no
I
way
said,
you're not a fan. I
That's
don't believe
why I
you.
said he's a fan of hip hop.
You wouldn't be here
there's
caring about having these conversations and building your own legacy and all the things you talk about if you weren't a fan of hip hop. And
Bobby a fan of hip hop?
Bobby who?
Bobby, the
The
white
white girl. I
It's
gotta be a
different
fan
for
of hip
us.
hop
It's different for us.
because I'm black.
It's different for us. It's different for us. It's different for us. We just said this. It's
no,
different. Yes.
for me,
It's
for
different.
me.
Yes.
Yo, I cannot be.
You just told me you had 30. You came up in the game, right? You got 30 plus years, right?
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes.
You would never be in the same conversation of Bobby, whatever, because it's different for you. You're end all. She could walk away from this
Lauren.
Adair tomorrow and not give two fucks.
Lauren,
you couldn't.
one of my old rappers, Coke, he used to write rhymes, right? We're in Atlanta. And he tells Hynaken, he says, yo, this nigga right here, he always been different. I don't consider him a hip hop head. Didn't he say that?
He said he hates everything.
He's a music nigga.
And you have to understand, to give you context, this is a man that's worked with Beyonce.
Yeah, man,
worked
is
with
Rock
Maya,
Wilder for 10
Christina
years.
Aguilera. So he knows what music's supposed to sound like.
I put on Trey songs. I discovered Cassie. Yeah, I've been here. I've been close to Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy's my friend.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre said I'm the greatest manager he ever seen. So
What's up? What you about to ask?
I was not even going to ask. I was just going to say.
I'm a businessman.
Regardless of what you title yourself as.
Okay, good.
That is
I like
exactly why it will never be the same for you or Bobby. And that is my point. And it's nothing, and look, y'all reaction to what I said is exactly why I said, what if I went and did what Bobby do in our situation, right? Even if I did,
you would succeed.
I think you'd fail.
Even if I succeeded, even if I failed, my end goal in that lane of things, I could walk away and be like, fuck this shit. But for me, what I'm doing right now, I could never walk away and be like, fuck this shit. When I mess up, I take it so serious, it's so personal.
You love the game.
Ask these niggas, will I walk away? Ask them.
Yo, let me
ask these niggas.
Let me tell you something. The moment the check comes, we're no longer doing interviews.
What's the check?
Hold on.
My number's big.
Listen,
listen, where am I going?
let me do this.
Go ahead.
Interviews are done. No, we're no longer doing interviews. 7 months out the year, we're recording in Miami.
I'm out. I'm gone,
it's
nigga.
over.
I'm out. I'm at the beach.
And then
I'm on the boat.
It's done.
I'm at the beach. I'm in the pool. I'm working out in the morning. Niggas already know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. I did this shit for too long. It was not what I thought it was gonna be.
So why you here right now?
Because I was bored in. I'm here
Listen
right
to
now.
this story.
I was bored in the house making money off of Clue. This is real shit. I'm laughing at he talking to me. I'm like, yo, I'm taking a pay cut, but I don't really gotta work that hard. I was like, I'm making $6,000 cash, and all I gotta do is do this and do that and do that. It's very easy. Right?
That's without him leaving the house.
I'm not even leaving the house. I'm just taking a pay cut because I'm still married, but I'm getting a divorce now. But
I'm sorry.
She was doing her thing, so I said, yo, I'm gonna let her do her thing. I'm gonna take a pay cut. I'm gonna take care of this shit. I got, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get
He's
this
the house
cash.
husband.
I'm gonna get this cash. Boom, boom, boom. I'm still.
Why are you laughing?
Because as the story develops, you're gonna enjoy it.
He calls me, right? So no, I'm little managing Clue still. So we had the Bicentennial concert. So he bumps into Clue. So Clue's like, nah, call this nigga, right? So I take his number and all that. It takes me 9 months to get Clue on his show because Clue don't do shows, right? So I called him. I said, y'all will call him and be like, I promise you, bro, I'm gonna get the nigga on the show. In the midst of us talking about shit, we would just start talking about the business and type of things, right? Then I got Clue to do the show because I said, yo, Clue, the nigga's kind of cool. He come to Power 105 to do the show, and everybody know this nigga. I don't know nothing about the internet, Lauren. I don't know nothing about interviews. I don't know nothing about thisis50.com, podcasts, nothing. So I'm looking at Clue, like, how the fuck they all know this nigga and this nigga doing this shit? So I find out what he do. I take him to dinner, and I say, I'm a manager. I'm gonna manage you. I get him a gig. He ain't do right by the gig.
What was the gig?
$500. This was a long time ago. When $500 to do something.
It meant something back then.
Lauren, all he had to do was go to the spot and tweet.
And what you do?
Nothing.
I just drank drinks.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So the man is calling me like, yo, I thought this guy was supposed to come here and tweet. So I show up. I'm doing some shit there. I'm like, yo, bro, this ain't gonna work, my nigga. Like, I can't book you to do stuff and you not tweeting and you're not doing this. So we go home and we still talk. And from that time, we just start building and talking on the telephone. So his idea was like, yo, if I could get this nigga on camera, we gonna be rich. Now, niggas try to get me to rap, niggas try to get me to act, but because I stuttered, I never would do it. Clue, Rock Wilder, Sylvia Rome, everybody, right? I was like, I stutter, I'm not fucking with that. So I do a podcast to do these Clue laces that me and Clue got. And Hynaken says, when you come out of the show, call me. Like, fuck it. I go do the show. I burn that shit down. I come out this shit. I'm rolling up. I'm like, yo, what's up? He said, well, how'd you do? I said, I killed that shit. He was like, do a show with me. And I was like, me? Why the fuck you want to do a show with me? He said, because if we can get our phone conversations on camera,
Right.
we gonna be lit. And I said, and this was the telltale story. I said, huh? And I said, nah, bro, because I stutter. And he said, I don't give a fuck about that. And it was just the way he said it, I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And that's how I got on the camera.
But y'all have had success.
Yeah, individually. You know, Charlamagne's known me for years and stuff like that, but we were both hitting plateaus.
But together, I'm saying with this show, you guys, after everything, you guys have had success with this show.
Yes, you know, so
And there are ups, there are downs. Like
Of course.
there are days where you're like, yo, what the hell?
Oh, bro, the only thing the three of us have in common, we love being on time.
But I
Other
didn't wanna
than that,
do
we
it-
don't agree on nothing.
But I didn't want to do hip hop. See, this was, I fought him on this.
I wanted
What
to
did
do
you want to do?
hip-hop.
Sports?
No.
Just business.
I was not doing, I was like, I want to get away from these niggas. Is what I
Yeah,
told
yeah.
him.
He said
you
niggas don't think right. He said, them niggas are dumb. They
I
don't think
want
we're
to get
street
away
niggas.
from these niggas. I do not want to do, he was like, I don't know. And we was doing little shit, right? And Nicki Minaj, nobody knew that she was pregnant at the time, right? So I'm just using my music business shit. And everybody's like, well, where's Nicki? And I'm like, yo, she's probably fucking pregnant. That's what people do when they disappear, blah, 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 blah. Viral. I'm like, what
You
the?
said that on camera?
Yes, nigga. This was before, yes, Loren.
It's fine. That's your third nigga. Like we three niggas in. At this point, we bro. So shit. Go ahead.
Yes, Loren. So I said it, and Clue calls me. He says, yo, take that shit down. I was like, take what down? Nicki think I told you she was pregnant. I was like, oh shit, Nicki's pregnant right now? I said, I didn't know she was pregnant. I was just doing, my little music business, 1-2 science and all that. He said, please. And I said, yo, bro, I'll take it down this time. Because that's your relationship. I said, but I'm not taking nothing else down because I don't want these people thinking that I know
I gotta take everything.
that I know their business. Because if I take this down, then I gotta take something else down. And that was like the culmination. And then I went home and thought, and I was like, my strong suit is hip hop. That's why I know everybody at. I know the producers, the artists, the songwriters, the managers. I said, I would be a fucking fool to try to go do something else. You're fucking with me and you're teaching me all of this other stuff. You're fucking with me because I got the connections. And that's where my connections is at. So we started with Neo, then we went with Trina, and Trina shit got us on Shade Room. And then from that point in time, we got on This Is 50 because COVID hit. And then
Hot New Hip Hop.
Hot New Hip Hop, we was on that, and they didn't fuck with us because they didn't think we could carry our own show. They thought we needed a guest. So they stopped calling us.
Oh wow.
And slowly just phased us out. And then Hynaken was a guest on Math's show.
Yeah, that was a time.
And then he was a guest up there, and I was just sitting to the side. And then they was like, yo, Hyna, why you ain't bring your man, blah, blah, blah. And I was there. By next show, we was there. Mecca left, and he said, yo, you want to sit in the seat? And I was like, all right, I don't know what I'm going to say. And we went viral 3 times, and then I was a podcast.
I don't know if y'all know, but where is their show at now? Like, I don't
follow anybody. I'm like Nas. You know how Nas he stays like tunnel vision with his own
So y'all don't
shit.
fool with each other still?
I don't fool with hardly nobody.
I just mind my business.
I'm not like, I keep my circle small because I got a big heart and I'm not trying to spread myself too thin. And I don't trust these niggas.
There's not been like any conversations behind the scenes or nothing?
No, never. For me, it's a hard no, pause. So it ain't nothing, it's nothing for me to talk about. I practice right now. My motto in life is I'm not looking back. Not going back.
Yeah, no spinning the block.
Oh, glad we're acquainted now.
Oh yeah, no, you can ask whatever you want.
No, but I'm just, that.
Speaking of which, since we're acquainted.
Oh, Lord.
No,
No, this is gonna sound like some woman-hating shit, but
Oh, God.
why is Ayesha Curry so determined to always embarrass Steph Curry?
She don't watch sports though.
I know, but I know.
Oh, you
the
saw
certain
that
stuff-
story?
I know. That's been a conversation
Why she doing that?
in general.
I never thought I was gonna like him and he was gonna be a high school
People
basketball
feel like
coach.
that about when Michelle Obama speaks about her 10 years of disliking Barack Obama.
That's wild as hell.
Yo, that's wild. If a man said,
But
I
why
didn't like
can't-
my wife for 10 years.
What? It's finished. If Stedman ass said, I didn't like Oprah for 10 years.
Oh, he's finished. What? Lauren is gonna do a 30-minute piece. Charlamagne's gonna shut the fuck up.
And she don't like niggas neither because she said all niggas is dumb.
Yeah, I caught that, but I let her rock.
So she on your case, but she don't like niggas.
I love the double standard.
She like her co-workers and her man. That's it.
She should.
I mean,
We
what
don't
else
like
I need
friendly
in life?
girls.
All I need is life. What else I need?
Or from a woman's lens, are we looking at this ridiculously?
No, she's just being honest about how she felt.
Oh my God, Lauren, I thought I was giving you the title of the realest nigga on radio. You had it. Right. When I walked out the room, I was gonna be like, yo, that's the realest nigga on radio, but right now.
No, because I think she's being honest about how she felt. I do agree with y'all that men could never. Y'all would be dragged. And I also think that there's always this thing because he's Steph Curry that anything she says is gonna be out of here. Like,
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So yeah, like I can to y'all's point, I can understand why people would feel like, bro, why? Like you know who Steph Curry is. But if they have a relationship, like she ain't gonna go out and talk about things that's gonna cause issues in her household.
She got the vagina. Yes, she will.
Yeah.
That's the fuck she will. She's walking around with the vagina. She will and look at this nigga in his face and he's gonna be mad. Like, why would you say that? I was just being honest.
No.
Oh, yes, stop.
And he has to eat
He
that.
gonna be honest. If he gonna be honest, it's a problem. She's taking the vagina. Yo, no. You pissed me off. You
Steph
embarrassed.
Curry. She is prepped well before she sits down for any interview.
So
They
was
know the
Kanye for
talking point.
TMZ. That didn't matter.
Kanye
That
is
didn't
so
matter.
different.
That didn't matter.
Kanye is-
She's the female Kanye.
Oh, now you wildin'. You are, honestly, you hate
I'm just
women
joking,
too.
I'm just
'Cause she is
joking.
not that bad.
I'm just joking.
I feel like people give her shit
Joke.
because people expect her to have like no personality, no opinion, no nothing. And the minute she can say anything that is, it's like she talks.
No, just
why is she even talking?
making Steph look bad. She can do her bad cooking show. She can do everything she wants to do and nobody cares.
Now she can't cook?
Yo.
Oh, well, you cook, so maybe.
Nah, he can actually
yeah,
cook.
So maybe you feel like she
she
can.
can do her little show and all that, but nobody's talking about that. The only time we ever mention her name is when it's negative towards Steph Curry. It gotta be something wrong. Even women gotta say, yo, babe, it gotta be something wrong. Are you paying attention? It's like you're saying, are you paying attention that every time you say something negatively about him,
But why-
it's everywhere?
What's up, Lauren?
Like, okay.
Keep your shit in the house.
Men love double standards when it works in y'all favor.
Okay, what's
Humans.
up? Tell me.
Men.
No, what's
Humans.
Explain.
So
I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
as a man,
Yes.
there are certain things you cannot get on a platform and say about your wife, your
Never.
open relationship,
Nothing,
whatever,
nothing.
unless you want to deal with all of the stuff that
Nothing.
comes with it,
You
right?
can't say nothing.
But women can be a little bit more vulnerable. We can get into things if we choose to.
I'm
right?
letting
That's our
she,
choice,
She
right?
going somewhere with this.
She's good.
right?
She's real good.
But there are certain things that women can't openly discuss. Like Lori Harvey gets dragged and people call her all types of hoes or whatever because she's a single girl that dates people. But when somebody is young and bachelor and out here and outside and got all the whatever,
He's
They
on the
not-
T-app.
T-app.
He's on the T-app.
But that doesn't
He's
matter.
exposed. It does matter.
No, it don't, because
It does
we all
matter.
know if we sit
I'ma
in
show you
here,
the double standard.
we all know if we sit in here that y'all are glorified way different if y'all have a bunch of women that y'all dealing with
course.
versus if I get on air and I talk about 50,000 men.
But you know
So
why men
different.
are allowed to be hoes? I'm gonna tell you why.
That's all we got.
No. I'm gonna show you. Oh wait, stop.
Yeah, y'all
stop.
had no brain.
We can't do
No.
nothing else.
I'm gonna show you
Right.
something.
Fact, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'ma show you
Look,
something.
you see how he?
Could-
You
I'm
see
just
he was
saying,
ready.
How long can a relationship last if a man is not good sexually?
For who? For me?
Yes.
It can't. They don't even start.
So okay, cool. I agree with you. How many girls do you think he's gonna have to fuck to be able to be good at having sex?
I don't know.
What you mean with that? Where you going with this?
No. I'm saying a man has to be a hoe in order to be.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be good.
Yes.
You gotta be
Otherwise,
good.
she just said if you're not good at sex, it's over.
Yo,
That's stupid.
You
That's
think if I
not
fuck
stupid.
one girl, I'm gonna be good
That's
at
not
having
stupid.
sex?
If you keep shooting jump shots, you're gonna be a better jump
What did
shooter.
you say
If
earlier?
you keep fucking,
Hold
if you keep fucking,
Wait, do
You
have
said
to-
you had to get reps in,
Stop.
right? Why'd you have to get
Stop.
reps in?
Pussy, because they fuck more.
Do you have to switch courts every time you shoot a jump shot?
Yes.
You
Outside
gotta go
is
to the
different.
other end.
Yes. They
The
switch courts.
same court, stupid. You
You gotta
switch
go to the other
And they
end.
go to different
No, I
courts.
shoot over here.
That's
you
why
gonna shoot
Steph
over there.
Curry's that nigga. He can shoot in every court.
This is why I don't do sports. That's exactly why I don't do
But that was a
sports.
great question.
I don't
But what
do
I'm saying
sports.
is, I've never heard a woman say out loud, I'm ready to deal with a virgin man and teach him how to sexually please me.
No, and that's a double.
So
Right.
you need practice.
What did you say? You needed reps on the Breakfast
Yes,
Club. Why?
Because
To get
practice
good,
makes
get better.
perfect. But listen, practice and you just out here sliming everything out is completely different.
Listen,
You don't need, y'all know, listen, I don't even know who is a man that I would point to.
Say Future.
That's what?
Okay.
That's not
Yes.
sliming? Or that is sliming?
That
That's
is.
running through the whores or hoes is what
Oh,
you.
Future. We
Yeah,
gonna give it
Future.
to-
Yeah, we go.
Pluto, you number one.
Pluto's number one.
2020. You number one of the 21st century. Like how they just put
Oh, that is 21st.
Pluto's
y'all.
number one for the 21st century.
Well, we're
But
equal
go ahead.
opportunists.
But go ahead.
Okay, yes. No, women might have their conversations about him because, and that's not even about the women he deals with like actively right now. Normally our conversations with him are about the mother of his kid. No, not our. When women have conversations about Future, if it's negative,
Too many baby moms.
the baby mom conversation,
Okay.
right? But I don't know one girl that would say, I would never, every girl, even if they would say that, would at least like
Entertain Future.
because women are going to be like curious
You
as
tell
to
him put a
why.
condom on when he fuck her
But
up.
if there's a woman who is ran down, y'all curious or y'all like,
No,
nah,
it's
I'm
the-
good?
not at all.
That nigga French Montana said if the bitch, remember the bitch had a bullet wound in her ass and Puppy still fucked her and I still want
the pussy, yo.
I want the pussy though.
But I still want the
I still
pussy.
want the pussy though.
But here's my thing, right?
Y'all
We
are
get
crazy.
ridiculed all right, I had a bad sexual interaction with this one girl, right?
A bad sexual interaction.
And
Yeah.
he said it don't count.
Yeah.
He told the bitch like, yo,
Yeah.
you can tell people we ain't fucked.
Wait,
It don't
wait.
count.
Tell me.
Okay, listen, let me be clear.
I'm
I
hot.
don't want to sit here and say it's her fault. So it's all my fault. Everything I did was wrong. It was just not a good vibe. And we both stopped at the same time, and we were like, this ain't it.
He said,
So hold on. So she like, it's not good on this. She thinking I actually enjoyed it. And I was like,
No, wait, but you gotta, I still don't understand.
He's
So,
tried. He don't tell stories good. So you
No,
gotta
I don't want
Yeah.
to kick her back in by giving details.
what happened?
They
like,
don't know her name. Only I know
No,
who she is.
nigga. She's gonna go crazy.
Was she not like aroused? Like, was it like
No,
you?
it
Was it a
was
desert?
trash.
It was
Like,
just
The
trash.
moral story was whatever they had was trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she's worried about it being like a body on her shit. He's like, don't worry about it. It's not a body. We go, this thing.
Yeah, I said
It
you
was
can
so
tell
whack.
people we
It was
did not
so
have
whack.
sex.
He said, it was so whack. This didn't
I
count.
tell people too, shit.
Yeah, but men don't.
I've never heard a man be like, that don't count.
Didn't
I've
tell you
never
that.
heard
Did
a
not
man.
tell you that.
Like women, I have all the time.
yeah.
All the time, women be like, "What? That didn't count."
Nah, that ain't count, yo.
I've never heard a man.
Thank you, Loren.
Men might be like, "Yeah, I did, but it was trash."
Yeah,
no,
it
we
was
never had
trash.
sex.
No, he told me, he said that shit to me yesterday on the phone. He said, no, I told her, you don't even gotta worry about that being a body. It didn't count. I'm not gonna I said, yo, Han, I never heard a nigga say they ain't
yeah.
a body.
Oh, I take bodies back easy. I'm like, oh, listen.
Okay, Dre, yeah, you better delete your wholeness.
All
You better delete your wholeness, girl.
All day, I'm like, yo,
Yes.
listen, we
Oh,
only went to
God.
Starbucks, we had coffee,
Oh,
and I sent you
God.
home in an Uber.
Were y'all drunk? Y'all were sober?
Y'all was drunk. You said she
Y'all
was
was
toe
drunk
down.
and it was still.
He don't drink though.
Well, maybe was she like lit to the point where like she should.
He don't
want
wanna
to
say because then
It's,
they
it's
back
just
on
gonna
know who
kick her
she
back
is.
in. It's just gonna kick her. There's
She
no
gonna be
way I can
upset.
tell. It's gonna sound one-sided, so I'd rather say it was my fault.
For you to come in like our meeting and be like, or like when I first met you and be like, oh, I hate women and blah blah.
I said I hate women.
Oh,
I
shit.
like her.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what you said.
I said that.
Yeah. For you to say you hate
shit.
women, you were so considerate.
Yo, it's time to go now.
Yo, she's good.
She's a remix.
Make sure you
queen.
tune in
Yo,
on Power 105, the
her language-
iHeartRadio app.
That's
timing,
basically what he said.
Her basically is wild. Basically as well. You went from you said you hate women to basically that's what he said.
But Loren, if I hate women, would I sit here and say it was my fault for the
That's what
bad
I'm
sexual
saying.
interaction?
You're very considerate as a, but
I am. I'm real considerate towards a woman's feelings. I am. If we,
What's a money commandment you live by?
What you mean?
Meaning, what's something that you do to ensure you keep money in your pocket?
like work-wise?
Anything.
Philosophies.
Philosophy, work-wise.
So philosophy, well, my grandma always told me that, well, number one, I don't go anywhere unless I can afford it. I don't
That's
buy
smart.
things unless I can afford to do it twice. I always keep a certain amount of money. I'm not going to tell y'all the amount of money, so don't ask. I always keep a certain amount of money in a bank account. And also, well, I don't necessarily live by this as much anymore, but my grandma always used to tell me you're supposed to keep a certain amount of cash in your house as well, too. Just
Yeah.
in case. But work-wise, I don't know. I guess I just like always keep a thing.
No, but I mean, it could be.
And
it
also
could be
too,
whatever.
also too, as like, you know how like girls be having those issues where like, I mean, I don't have this issue anymore, but girls will have issues where like you're dating people and like they fly you somewhere and they're not treating you the way you would treat yourself when you go somewhere, or they're not dating
You know why that's happening, right?
the way that you would date yourself.
You can't date yourself though, but go ahead.
I'm saying, if I take myself out, I'm taking myself to certain places, I'm spending a certain amount, if I'm taking, yeah, whatever.
Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is that my grandma always told me too that you don't go nowhere expecting something from somebody. You got to be able to do it for yourself and that person, because in case it doesn't happen. And I think that is a thing for me too. I've always looked at, like, when I did become single, my biggest thing was anybody that I meet, I want them to understand the level of life that I provide for myself, because then they got to match it. And if they can't match it, it's my choice of, does it make sense or does it not for me to date this person?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So you consider yourself a boss, babe?
A boss babe?
Yeah.
How old are we?
Huh?
No, I mean, I've never, like, what? Next, you're gonna ask me, do I run like girl empowerment brunches or something?
Yes, you look like the type.
I don't have brunches. We got brown girl grinding, but that's like real, like that's not the brunches. Why y'all mad that I said that people?
I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Are you detoxing right now, or what you said you're fasting right now?
Yes.
Is that because when you was in Puerto Rico, you drank all that liquor and you missed our text message and you felt bad, so you decided to come back and detox?
Yeah, she's like,
Well.
I'm gonna kick
Because
this
she
nigga in
called. I
his face.
said,
I did get
we
lit in
called
Puerto
her
Rico.
and she.
'Cause
Listen,
I
she
was there
picks
having
up.
it.
She didn't have our number saved. She said, I just got y'all on the thread. But she still picked up the phone. And she said, yo, when am I coming on the show? I said, yo, we sent you a text. She said, oh, yeah, I was in Puerto Rico getting drunk. I forgot. I said, I could respect that. I appreciate that
lit.
honesty.
No, I mean, even if I wouldn't have went to Puerto Rico, I think I knew before Puerto Rico I needed to do this. It's just like a thing that I have with God. Like, he'll tell me, like, okay, you need to tighten up, sis. Like, all right, you're getting a little comfortable. But why y'all was mad when I said I keep a certain level of standard for myself? Because that's another double standard too. Women can never have like what they require from a man.
Because we don't require nothing but vagina.
You know why? You know why? Let me show you something. What do
y'all
you think?
are simple, but y'all have needs, and y'all
What's
are
the
very
needs?
vocal about them. It
But
depends
the
on the
needs
man.
ain't how much you making. Yo,
It's
I'm
not
making,
about-
yo, listen, I'm
it's not
making
about how much you making.
$232,000. I need you, boo-boo, to at least make 68K.
That's not what I said.
If you don't make 68 to 79K to match my 238,000, this ain't gonna work. It don't matter how good your pussy is.
You didn't say it out loud, but you said it.
Wait, hold on. It don't matter how good your pussy is. It don't matter how good you look. It don't matter how much I like you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how you make me feel. It doesn't matter if you love me. All that matters is, do you make 68 to 79,000 to match my expectations?
Let me clarify, because I forgot now we in this space where like everything is like, y'all gonna make that a clip and it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she wouldn't date the bus driver. No. Let me clarify. So what I'm saying
Would
is
you
that
date a bus driver?
No.
Yeah, I would date a bus driver.
Okay, go ahead.
She's from Delaware, so it makes sense. I like Delaware.
What part of New York you from?
Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Delaware's been good to me, Lauren.
I bet. I'm not even gonna say what I want to say because that'll be viral too.
Oh, say it.
No. So,
what about a thief?
So what I was trying to say about what I was saying is that the certain level of like how I treat myself, it's not just about like money. There's amount of effort. A person can have $500,000 in their account
and no effort,
and don't give you shit. Don't even think of you enough to want to give you effort. But if a person sees like, yo, she out here hustling, she moving, she this, she that, she do this, she do that, it can be something simple like, babe, I need a podcast studio. You like, or you see me like trying to figure that out, and then boom.
And just give you my car, let you go get that. and I'm good.
Not even that. It could just be like, yo, I found this studio. I think this would be fire.
And you go pay for it.
What?
It goes back to the card. Hold on, let's switch it around. Would you rather him find a studio or him swipe the card and pay the rent? As a man,
Swipe the card and pay it.
If I have a choice, you could pay the rent.
All right, there you go.
Because
I agree with
my
that.
deal is paying for the studio.
Okay.
No problem. I don't think you're wrong for thinking like that.
Yes, but that doesn't make or break. My point is that shit goes up and shit goes down.
Yeah.
Like and like where I'm at with it and what I'm trying to talk what I'm trying to build family wise. I gotta be able to know that if something were to happen to me, God forbid, where I can no longer provide for myself,
Your
not
family.
even just financially, but just like certain ways of like
All I
peace
need is
and
good
well-being.
credit for that. All I need is good
but-
credit
but
and,
not
and-
even just-
and go get us a credit line.
But it's not even
That's
about
all
a
I
credit
need.
line. Sometimes it's about like, when I enter your space, whether it's your home, your car, pick up the phone for you, your presence, interaction, anything. Do you give me a peace of mind? Sometimes it's just as simple as that.
So why are you talking about the bank account then?
Because
that's
y'all
the level we
y'all
on.
brought
We
in-
on the peace of mind
no,
level, but you
Y'all,
said-
Hold on,
I think as men, when I said it, that's what I'm saying, because y'all don't like women who have standards of any sort. So when I said it, it instantly triggered y'all, because to me, if I'm talking about how I provide for myself and how I date myself and take care of myself, yes, it is about, there are physical things, obviously, but there's a lot more that goes into that. I'm a person at the end of the
Can I
day.
just say this? First of all, we love women with standards.
Yeah, nothing's
The
wrong with
problem
Maybe
that.
is-
y'all do.
No. The problem
Maybe
is
y'all do.
no.
No, I'm gonna show you what the issue
Let me
is.
just say this. Let me just say. I'm sorry, Hy. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
cut you off. The
on
problem
more
with
lip
the
gloss.
women with the standards is like they do with street niggas. Everybody pick and choose when they want to have them. Okay,
feel that.
so that's the
I
issue.
feel that.
They
I've
pick
been a
and choose.
picker and a chooser.
There you go.
You know, if I'm being honest.
There
No,
you go.
listen, my sister, right? She had called me, and then she was like, one of her family members was complaining that, men don't want to spend $300-$400 on a date, right?
Every day?
No. I said,
That's how they talk.
she said that's
This
standard.
is broke bitches shit. That's how
No,
broke
I'm
bitches.
gonna show you something. She said that's what I would spend on myself, and I said, you're asking a man to spend close to $500,000 on a possibility. And she's like, possibility of fucking,
Because that's all
because
we
that's
thinking
the
about.
objective. I'm sorry to make
Every
it.
time you go on a date, you like, is this my investment? The fuck?
Yes,
Every
that's
time
what
a
I'm
man
thinking.
asks a
Your
woman out
down
on a
payment.
date, she wants him to pay, though, right?
Why would you ask me?
I understand that. There's nothing
So why
wrong.
would you think I don't want to fuck?
Yeah.
Because you
Why
don't want
would you
to.
not think? Why would you think that?
Wait, I just want to spend $500,000 to go and eat with you.
Why would you think
But
that?
see, but
Hold on,
what
let's
you,
make it personal.
When a
Would you
woman-
want to spend $400 every time to take a
He's
different
dropping
man
the
out?
drawers. She come be nigga,
Yo,
pasta,
yeah.
nigga, yo, boyfriend. You know what this means, nigga. I'm not just spending $400 at Child's on anybody, nigga. You know what I'm expecting.
what
Stop.
time do the Eagles play tonight? What time that
Yep.
start?
Oh, we about to wrap.
I gotta teach my class at 7. We gonna be out.
Okay, because I got stuff to do.
Oh, we out there.
Not that we got to cut this short, but y'all to be talking about like my man, and I didn't prepare the spread for the game.
Listen,
Oh my God.
like, subscribe.
No, y'all don't have to end it because I said
No,
that.
but we have.
Okay, sorry.
Trust me.
No, y'all really made me in real. I kind of forgot we was recording. In real time, I was thinking like, dang, the game is coming on. I got,
I gotta get home to my man who I say,
Yo,
fuck with that.
oh,
I can't get no
we
sleep.
apologize.
I don't know.
Yeah, we apologize for
Okay.
everything that was said
Okay.
before. That's
I
right.
watch sports, but you
No,
know.
Yeah, at least
Yo,
tomorrow
Loren,
when you talk about the
Loren.
game, you'll know something.
Lauren, you
I'm
said you got to
tuning in.
prepare the spread for the game. Wifey material.
There you go.
Fuck everything else that we spoke
women
about.
ain't even talking like that. So
Yo, we
they
out of
always-
here.
Who y'all be talking to? My friends talk
No,
like that.
women ain't talk. Women ain't talking about doing the spread for the game. They just different right now. All right. It's usually the women that are professional that spend money that understands what the dollar means.
You said that earlier. You said that's some broke bitch shit,
Because
right? And
brother-
I'm not calling anybody broke, but what I'm saying is that I have encountered men where the things that they tell me their experience, I'm like, who are you dealing
broke.
with?
They dealing
Because
with-
for me and my circle of people, if you are again treating me how I treat myself, as peace of mind, I can operate with you. Like I'm not. My nervous system ain't all up. I ain't worried about what
That's
you
real
got going
shit.
on. Whatever. We respectful. Whatever. You can get. Listen. We back and forth. We like this.
I'm gonna end this right here because you gotta go. I said women that are different are women that have had men and father figures in their life. Y'all don't look at things the same way. BagFuel, Go to BagFuel.com. Like I said, cop his thing, like, subscribe, super thanks. We had Loren Lorosa up here. She was better than I even thought that she was gonna be. And I thought that she was gonna be good.
Oh, okay.
Yo.
I didn't know. I didn't know. You done called me nigga like 5 times. I know where we stand.
Oh, no, that's
the term of
his love
endearment.
language.
That's love language.
I'm joking.
Tell them how they can find you if they don't already know how to.
So you can find me at Loren Lorosa everywhere. Loren, Lorosa. And then also we have the show, The Latest with Loren Lorosa, the podcast. You can download that everywhere you listen to podcasts, but we also have a visual element video on YouTube, Loren Lorosa TV. And we also do like behind the scenes of the grind and stuff over there too. So come on over. Welcome to my home. Did y'all enjoy my space?
We did.
I love the
Doesn't it feel
hospitality.
like peaceful in here?
Yo,
Like,
this is a vibe.
we in the middle of nowhere kind of, but like it's a good.
No, you in the right place.
We would have never did our space. Like, as soon as I walked in, I said,
So the way women think about space is amazing. The flow of air,
Shout out to Bay.
the aroma, everything. The lighting, this is way, like, it's a different opulence.
Yes, love it here.
And we out of here.